Build the strongest frame possible. It's a common idea that if you believe something strongly enough, so will everybody else. This is precisely how con men can con people. Con, of course, is short for confidence, which verifies that if you have enough confidence, you can tell people anything. This is one reason why politicians are so shifty. They say things that can't be true, but they believe them. And because they believe them, many of us believe them. This is also why cult leaders can get away with the looniest beliefs. Just watch some documentaries on famous cult leaders, modern and in the past, and you'll see what I mean. It's hard to not get sucked into their frame. They'll be talking about something completely nutty, but if you watch long enough, you'll start to believe it at least a little bit. Usually because the nutty stuff they are talking about, if you did believe it, leads to a happy outcome. Either escaping from evil, bad people or getting closer to happy, good people. But you can build a super strong frame without being a nut job cult leader. All it takes is a little practice. Most cult leaders and politicians have always been that way. Something about their DNA or their upbringing. They just start talking about kooky stuff and they believe it. And because they believe it, so does everybody else. There's also a time element built in. The longer they talk about the weird stuff, the more others believe it. This is because most people have very weak frames. Most people wander the earth in search of somebody with a strong frame. Most women today, even self-proclaimed alpha girls, would melt if they actually met a guy with a strong frame. So how do you build a strong frame? Just like you build anything else, with practice. But it's kind of like practicing martial arts or sports. Imagine needing martial arts in a particular situation where you actually need to defend yourself. It would be foolish to only practice martial arts when you actually needed martial arts. That's why they have training centers all over the place. So you can practice the skill when you don't need the skill. So when you do need the skill, you'll have practiced it enough. Or imagine a sports team that only practice during regular season games. This is how most people practice frame strength, when they actually need frame strength. Luckily, you can practice frame strength anywhere, particularly when you don't need it. So when you do need a strong frame, you'll have already built it up. To learn how, visit mindpersuasion.com/live-training.